Welcome to another episode of JTF Truth Uncensored. This is Shlomo, and I have with me here Chaim and Pesach.
On this video, we're going to show once again how the anti-Semite Hillary Clinton wants to hurt Israel and is a danger to Israel. And she is the front-runner for the presidency, according to all of the national polls in 2016.
Oh, that's scary.
It really is.
So we're going to show you this clip that shows you how dangerous Hillary Clinton is for Israel.
I negotiated ceasefire. It held until just this month. And then Hamas, which has its back against the wall, decided to once again fire rockets into Israel.
Here, Hillary Clinton correctly states that she's the one who negotiated the so-called ceasefire with the Hamas terrorists. In other words, under Hillary Clinton, you can never defeat the Hamas terrorists. You have to legitimize them, negotiate with them, and have ceasefires to protect them. So she's the one that created this mess in the first place when she was Secretary of State. So if Israel gives in to Hillary Clinton's pressure and Hillary Clinton's policies, Israel can never win against the Hamas terrorist mass murderers or other terrorists.
Did you hear her say Hamas has its back against the wall and already justifying what the Hamas terrorists are doing? And here she is trying to turn the Hamas mass murderers into victims. Israel, who's outnumbered 100-1 by enemies that want to destroy her on every side, doesn't have their back against the wall? No, it's the Hamas mass murderers who have their back against the wall. And here's another clip from the same anti-Israel interview.
I and everybody who is seeing these terrible pictures on our TV hope there can be a ceasefire and try to end the killing and try to prevent the unbelievable heartbreak that we see happening.
What's the appropriate response, do you think?
Well, I think what the problem is, and this is something, I'm not a military planner, but Hamas puts its missiles, its rockets in civilian areas. Part of it is that Gaza's pretty small and it's very densely populated. They put their command and control of Hamas military leaders in those civilian areas.
She keeps saying these terrible pictures and unbelievable heartbreak and is doing exactly what Obama and John Kerry are doing, to pressure tiny Israel into completely one-sided ceasefire so the Muslim terrorists can keep murdering Jews. What a Jew hater.
And if you notice, she says Gaza is so small. Because Gaza's small, she justifies the Hamas terrorists using their own women and children as human shields. She's justifying it. That's what all the Muslim terrorists say. Gaza's small. Hamas has no choice. Why doesn't she say, why are they putting missiles in schools to begin with? Why do they need missiles to begin with? Why do they have to fire on Israel to murder Jews? Why are they working to destroy tiny Israel? Why are they doing this to begin with? She's already giving reasons why it's justified, because they're small. What are they going to do? They have to fire missiles into Israel. They have to have a place to fire missiles. And since Gaza's small, it's okay that they use their women and children as human shields.
Unbelievable.
This is the worst type of anti-Semitism. She is repeating word for word the terrorist propaganda of Hamas.
One of the main school books that they teach from is Mein Kampf. They probably can just put the missiles right next to the stack of Mein Kampf in those schools. All right, we have one more clip. Let's see this.
In any kind of conflict, there are going to be civilian casualties, and we need to try to get to a ceasefire as soon as possible.
What she is saying is that Israel can never defend herself, that there always has to be an immediate ceasefire no matter what's done to Israel. In other words, Hillary Clinton is saying that she will protect the Hamas terrorists no matter what they do. Israel is never allowed to protect herself. And let's talk about these quote-unquote innocent civilians. They voted Hamas into power. They invite Hamas into their schools and hospitals, volunteer to be human shields for Hamas, allow and push their children to be suicide bombers, and according to all the polls, overwhelmingly support Hamas. How are they any different than Hamas? When Israel drops flyers and makes phone calls warning these beasts to take cover, they choose to stay with the terrorists.
Imagine if this was happening in the United States. Imagine if Al-Qaeda was firing missiles on American cities and slaughtering Americans and paralyzing 80% of America, because 80% of Israel's population has to stay in bomb shelters now. Could you imagine if 80% of the American people have to stay in bomb shelters now? Would Hillary Clinton say Al-Qaeda has its back against the wall, and because the area is small, it's okay that they use human shields, and we have to understand them, and if we retaliate, these are terrible images? Hillary Clinton is a Jew hater. And it is a disgrace that all these self-hating Jews are lining up ready to support her for president. If you want to oppose her, and if you want to fight against Hillary running for president, join JTF.
I think it's time for the people of the United States and Israel to finally wake up. And if you agree, then join our Forum and Jewish Task Force Facebook pages.
And you don't have to be Jewish to join.
Also, you can help us by liking and favoriting our videos.
Join with us to together, let's wake up the people of America and Israel before it's too late.
Shalom.